What's up, guys? You just in time for today's video. Now listen, we all have that one friend who's going to draft Patrick Mahomes in the first round of fantasy football draft. You might draft Josh Allen, you might draft Patrick Mahomes, but we all have that one friend. Today I want to talk about the late round quarterback strategy. Is it beneficial to draft someone early, or is it beneficial to wait and find that late round flyer, that diamond in the rough? Stay tuned, let's find out. So listen, stop fronting and hit that button. Let's go. So listen, there's two ways that you can play this in fantasy football. You can get that stud, you can get that Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson type, or you can wait and try to find you a stud later on, or you can QB stream. You can pick guys on a week-to-week basis. Today, let's look at it and see what plan is more beneficial for you. Let's look into it. Now stay with me here, right? Stay with me. Now let's look at it. In 2022, the first quarterback taken was Josh Allen. He was drafted in the second round, and he actually finished second overall. So for most people, you can say that as a win-win. The second quarterback pick, on average, was Patty Mahomes. He actually finished as the first quarterback. And a lot of people obviously say, in the third round, the first one quarterback, that's a win-win. But they're not all winners, right? The third quarterback taken was Justin Herbert, and he finished as the QB 11, which doesn't really help your team at all. And he was picked in the third round. Guys that went in the third round, like Travis Etienne, a running back 2, Josh Jacobs, who finished as a top 5 running back. Let's keep looking. The fourth quarterback taken was Lamar Jackson. Now, obviously, he dealt with some injuries, but at the same time, you still had to use that draft pick, right? He finished as the QB 14, and that was in the fourth round. So the fourth round, let's look at it. Between rounds 4 and 5, you had guys like Lamar Jackson drafted, who finished as the QB 14. You had guys like Kyler Murray, who was the fifth quarterback taken. He was drafted in the fourth round. He finished as a QB 19. In rounds 4 or 5, you could have got guys like Brees Hall, who he got hurt. He tore his ACL, but up until he tore his ACL, he was a top 10 running back. You also had guys like DK Metcalf, who was a wide receiver 2 for your team. Sometimes you swing for the fences and sometimes you get lucky. A lot of people was calling Jalen Hurts' number last year, saying he was going to finish as a top 5 quarterback, which he ended up, that did happen. He was actually the sixth quarterback taken. He was drafted in the fourth round. He finished as a QB 3. The seventh quarterback taken was Joe Burrow, Icy Joe. He finished as a QB 4. So once again, you got some guys who are going to pay off. You got some guys who won't. You also had the eighth quarterback taken was Tom Brady, who had very limited rushing upside, so I'm not sure why he went there. He went in the fourth round on average, which is crazy to me. The ninth quarterback taken was Russell Wilson. A lot of people had big hopes for Russell Wilson. Boy, he let a lot of y'all down. Ain't let me down. I ain't pick his ass. In the 10th round, you had Dak Prescott rounding out. I'm sorry, not the 10th round. The 10th quarterback, he was picked in the 7th round. So rounding out the top 10, you had the first quarterback taken was Josh Allen. You had Josh, you had Patrick, you had Justin, you had Lamar, you had Kyler, you had Jalen Hurts, Joe, Tom, Russ, and Wilson. Out of the top 10 quarterbacks taken in order, you only had 4 of them who finished in the top 5. So what does that tell you? You might want to wait a little bit and see if you can find guys like a diamond in the rough. See if you can find guys a little bit later. Rounding out the top 10 quarterbacks, so obviously you had Patrick Mahomes to finish number 1. You had Josh Allen to finish number 2. You had Jalen Hurts to finish number 3. And you also had Joe Burrow to finish number 4. Number 5 was Geno Smith. He was picked as the 35th quarterback. Now, how many teams are in the league? 32. He was picked as 35. That means that you was picking probably rookies. You was picking backup quarterbacks, just hoping they were going to get some PT. Rounding out the number 6 was Justin Fields, who has a phenomenal second half of the season. You had Justin Lawrence, who finished as number 7th. He was the 18th quarterback taken. You had Kirk Cousins, who finished as, top 10 quarterback. He finished as 8th. He was the 15th quarterback taken. You had Daniel Jones, who was the 28th quarterback taken. He finished in the top 10. And then rounding out the top 10, you had Jared Goff, who had a phenomenal year by his standards. A lot of people didn't think he was going to have a good year in Detroit. He was picked 27th. So, like I said, let's look at him. And guys, like in the third round, you had guys like Travis Etienne and Josh Jacobs, who instead of picking, let's say a Justin Herbert or Lamar Jackson, you could have got a Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields type to add on to a Travis Etienne and a Josh Jacobs. In the fourth and fifth round, you could have got, Kyler Murray, or you could have got, DK Metcalf. In the sixth and seventh round, you could have got, Danger Russ. You could have got Dak Prescott, or you could have got a Damian Pierce, Tony Pollard type, TJ Hawkinson. Like I said, a lot of times you can swing for the fences, but overall, the analysis is wait on quarterbacks, see if you can find guys with a diamond in the rough. Pick your guy, pick your studs, like your running backs and your receivers. You play multiple running backs and multiple receivers on your team. You play, in some leagues, you're going to play 2 to 3 running backs, or you're going to play 2 to 3 receivers. You might play 2 RBs, 2 receivers in the flex. You play 1 tight end. So you're going to play multiple positional players. You only get 1 quarterback. You can stream that position on a week-to-week basis or make trades on a week-to-week basis to see who has the better matchups. Instead, you want to get guys, you want to have your studs. You want to have backup running backs and backup receivers who you can play in, flex positions, or you can play on bye weeks. That's going to help your lineup overall, not just, one stud quarterback. You pick a guy like Patrick Mahomes, and yeah, he's going to give you 30 points a game, but let's say he goes down in week 3. Not only do you have to find another quarterback, but then you wasted, a second or third round pick who could have got you a top 5 running back or top 5 receiver. I mean, to me, the choice is easy. So listen, drop down. Let me know in the comments. What would you rather? Would you rather draft a stud, or would you rather go with a late round quarterback? Thanks for watching. Tune in next week. Let's go.